What is up, all you try-hard gamers? Coming back at you with another Elite Dangerous tutorial slash guide slash help. Okay, as you see, I bought another ship, which is the Badass Mamba. This thing is amazing. It's extremely maneuverable. It's a combat ship more than anything. It's not too good for exploration. Or anything like that, but it's a really good ship. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing a guide on planetary landings and raw material gathering. Raw material gathering is essential for engineering your ship. And if you guys don't know, engineering is basically a way to up the stats on your ship. And I'll explain exactly what that means, and we'll go into how you do that, the different ways of doing that, the things that are required. Okay, so you might be asking at this point, Mr. Tryhard Gamer, why would I want to land on planets? Well, besides the fact that it's fucking cool, right? One of the reasons, and the main reason why you want to land on planets, would be for gathering raw materials. So each engineer, I'll show you in the interface here. Each engineer upgrades a certain thing on your ship. Okay, if you go over here to remote workshop, you could see these are all of the engineers that I have unlocked so far. So you see we have power distributors, multi-cannon, shield generators, shield boosters, armor, FSD, power plant, and missiles. Now, each engineer will only unlock a certain upgrade and a certain grade of upgrade. So you see, I have one engineer unlocked for shield generators, but they only upgrade up to 3 of those icons. Now if I click on this, it will show me excuse me, it will show me what I need over here to the right, and each grade and what each thing does. So I've pinned reinforced shields to my remote workshop. When you get to the engineer, and I'll show you guys that later, what happens is you have a bunch of different categories of types that you can upgrade your specific module. Okay, this one happens to be the reinforced shield ones that I chose, and you can pin that blueprint so that every time you go to a station or dock somewhere, that will be there. So you don't have to keep going back and forth like hundreds of light years away to just upgrade your stuff that you want to upgrade. Each thing that you upgrade has a downside as well as a major upside. So you see, for example, on reinforced shields, my distributor draw is negative 6%. My broken region rate is negative 10%, but I get 4.5 in kinetic resistance, thermal resistance, explosive resistance, and optimal strength. And you have to do one of these on the left here before you do the other. So, for example, you have to complete reinforced shields grade 1 before you go to grade 2 and grade 3. And if you see on the first one over here, I know it's kind of dark because I already completed it, what I need is 1 phosphorus. Okay, well, where do you get phosphorus? You get it from, there are 2 ways that you can get it. You get it from mining randomly. It will pop up that you got a phosphorus, or you can land on planets and look for phosphorus. Okay, and there are numerous ways to do that, and we're going to get into how you land on planets, the equipment that you need to do that, and the actual process of doing that. So the first thing that you're going to want go to the outfitting screen here. It's going to be an optional internals. I'm going to go ahead and switch this out for the sake of the video. If you you pick a module slot in your optionals, and then you click on it, go to Browse Shop. I'm looking for planetary hangars. Now, the higher grade that you get, the more vehicles that you get in your planetary hangar. And basically what the planetary hangar is it is a hangar to store your SRV. And the SRV is the thing that you navigate on the actual planet once you land on it, okay? Now, I'm not sure. Let's see if we have a grade 3. Do we have a... No, we only have grade 2. I enjoy having the higher grade planetary vehicle hangar, but given that this is mostly a combat ship, I'm not going to complain too much. Because if I can have a planetary hangar on my combat ship to both get materials as well as blow shit out of the sky, that's a win-win for me. So once you buy it, you go down here to empty vehicle slot, you browse shop, and this is the SRV bay, and it's a Scarab. This is the lander that you're going to need. Okay, you want to click on that. Alright, now we're going to exit out of this. Alright. So, what we need to figure out now is what resources do we need? Well, what do I want to upgrade? Let's look at this here. I don't have my multi-cannons fully upgraded yet. And unfortunately, most of what I need for the multi-cannons are not raw materials manufactured, which is a completely different type of material. I do think there is one in here that I think I don't have. Vanadium. Okay, I don't have vanadium. And that is a raw material. So you might be asking, well, I don't want to just go to random planets and just randomly look, right? Because that may take forever. Is there a way to see which planets have different sorts of materials? And yes, there are. There's absolutely a way to do that. Now, vanadium's going to be a little tricky to get because it's sort of rare. But if you go down to system map, excuse me, I should have covered this before we got into that. But if you go into your system map and look at your different planets here, the ones with the blue lines are landable. Okay, the ones with blue lines and looks like 3 little lines on top means that there is a base on it. Okay, now if you click on one of the planets here and then click on that right there, it's going to tell you what is on that system. Down here at the bottom, the planet materials. Sulfur, carbon, iron, nickel, phosphorus, chromium, germanium, excuse me, selenium. I need nickel right now, like a madman, and I need a little bit of vanadium. So I'm going to look at one that has the highest nickel content for now. I also need some tungsten for other stuff. Let's see, what is 17.3% nickel? That's really good. So I'm going to choose this planet right here. There's another, I forgot to tell you, there is another reason that you want to get raw materials, and that is for synthesis. I didn't get into this before in the other videos, even though I should have, because it's directly tied to combat as well as some other things. But if you go into, I believe it's inventory here, and the second to last icon, you have a bunch of things down here that you can synthesize. And what synthesis is a way for you to sort of make something for your ship on the spot for an emergency. Like it's got FSD injection. What that will do is it will allow you to jump extremely far for a short amount of time. And if you hit spacebar, it'll tell you what you need. And you have 3 tiers: basic, standard, and premium. And it's like that for all the not the injections, but the synthesis. It's like that for all of them. There are 3 standards of things that you can make for it. And you see I need carbon, vanadium, and germanium in order to do that. Now, the thing that I'm most interested in are explosive munitions right now and small caliber munitions. And the reason why is for my weapons. I've actually got a really good build on this ship for weapons. And it is comprised, both of the types of weapons are weapons that have ammo. They're not beam weapons, which is the first time that I've done that. And the only downside to having that, they're really powerful, but the downside to having that is that in the middle of a campaign, when I'm out there like blowing shit out of the sky, I'll run out of ammo. Well, what this does is it allows me to reload my weapons with ammo that I otherwise would have had to go to a station to reload and pay some money for, right? So small caliber ammunitions, this is for the multi-cannons. You can see the basic, standard, and premium. I'm lacking a lot of nickel right now, but I have a bunch of sulfur and a bunch of iron. Now, the way that I get those again is by landing on planets and looking for them, right? So there's one more thing before we go to land on a planet that we need that I hope this station has. I'm going to get rid of this shield bank. Please tell me. Yes, they have them. We need a surface scanner, and you're going to see why here in a minute. So let's go ahead and put a surface scanner on this thing. Alright, we're going to change the fire groups because we put new things on our ships. Detailed surface scanner. We'll put that on 1. Alright, we have chosen a planet, and we're getting ready to head on our way. Alright, so let's go ahead, and I think we have everything we need. We have our detailed scanner as well as our planetary... Oh, there's one more thing I want to show you. This shouldn't be too much of an issue, because if you bought Horizons, God, I can't believe I didn't mention that. You cannot land on planets unless you have the Horizons expansion pack, okay? So if you want to land on planets, go ahead and buy the expansion pack. It's pretty much necessary for the end game stuff anyway. But if you did, you will have this on every single ship that you buy. It's called a Planetary Approach Suite. What this does is it allows you to enter the actual atmosphere and drop in from an orbital cruise to a glide on a planet. I've not tried to land on a planet without it. You can't switch it out with anything anyway, so that should just automatically be on your ship. So let's go ahead and auto launch. We have picked our planet that we want to go to. Let's get out of the station here. Alright, let's get out of here. This thing is wicked quick, by the way, which is one of the reasons why I really like it. I sold my Anaconda, and some of you play the game, you're like, why'd you do that? That was crazy. Well, I really like its firepower, but the thing that I don't like about it is that it's not nearly as maneuverable. And in combat, I don't like to be flying a space brick, which is sort of like what I was flying. I like to be involved in the maneuvering aspect. So here we're at our planet. Let me slow down here. Now, there are two ways to handle planet landing and gathering materials, okay? Let me actually get some distance away from this so I can explain this. Because even if you slow all the way down, it'll still creep you towards the planet, and I don't want us crashing into it. Alright, there are two ways to handle this. You could cold run it, which just means you could just land on it and start looking for materials randomly on the planet, or you could scan it to see if it has any geological sites. Now, what are the ups and downs? If you scan the planet fully and you find geological sites, it is a hotbed of raw materials, meaning you will find raw materials all over the place. If you just cold run it, you're probably not going to get as much, but you'll still get some, okay? And there are always materials on planets that are landable, always. So what we're gonna do for the purpose of what we're doing right now is I'm gonna show you how to scan it. Now remember, we bought that detailed surface scanner. We're going to switch over to it. We're gonna switch mode to analysis mode. You're gonna fire, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna map a certain percentage of the planet.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Now it tells you by 50%. Now you do not want to fire it in the same position or the same place again. You want to move around to a spot that is not lit up, okay? Alright, let's turn around here. You want to left click. You want to do this until you get 100% mapped. Now again, there will not always be geological sites on planets. Only on some. I'm hoping that this planet does, so I can show you guys how that works, but it may not. No, it does not. That's fine. We'll show you how to cold land a planet. What you want to do is first toggle your night vision on. Alright. Now you want to come at this at a certain angle, okay? You want to sort of slow down a little bit. However, I'm not slowing down. Coming in really hot.
Orbital flight engaged.
Alright, you see that red? You want to wait until it goes down a little bit. Make sure you're coming in slow. You want to keep pulling up a little bit. You see how it's going down now? Get your crosshairs above those red lines right there. If you see down in the middle on your radar there, you're entering the gravitational field of this planet. And as you get closer, I know it looks pitch black right now, but as you get closer, the night vision is going to show you the surface of the planet. You see how it's sort of filling out right now? Alright. You want to start to pull up. You just want to find a suitable place to land at. You want to slow down. You want to deploy your landing gear, which is L on your keyboard.
Landing gear deployed.
Alright, now you got to find a spot to land. You want to hit F to lower your ship. Now it's going to tell you whether you're on suitable terrain or not to be able to land. And all you got to do is look for... Okay, you see that green down at the bottom? Or bluish on the radar? There's that blue right there. Find a blue spot. Now this can be a little tricky. You want to just hit F. As you go down, it's going to shift you away from it. Don't worry about that. Just adjust accordingly. Alright, and we're on the planet. Alright, so what do you do once you're on an actual planet? How do you deploy your SRV? Well, what you want to do is you want to hit 3 on the keyboard, come down here to your Scarab, and hit deploy. Now don't forget, when you start coming down to the surface, you see how dark it is without your night vision? You absolutely want your night vision on. So come down here to your SRV, hit night vision on, and we are far and away. Now, I think we've lucked out because if you look on the radar up at the top left, I think we already have a material on the ground. We sure do. But I'm not sure it's going to let me fire on it because I'm so close to my ship, so... Let's see. Ah, it will. So you just want to shoot, basically shoot it, and those chunks are going to fly out, okay? Now there are 3 of them there. What you want to do is hit your home key to open up your cargo scoop, and you want to target one of them, and then drive up to it, okay? So we got the first one. We got the second one. And we got the third one. Now, the way I'm finding these is, again, on the radar. So, now it's going to be a bit of a struggle to find them, right? Because we have to just randomly look on the planet. Now, how do you find them? What do you see on, not the circle radar, but the scanner that's right above it? You see those 2 little lines each time it scans? You want to head in those directions, okay? You want to head in those directions. And sometimes you'll get lucky, sometimes you won't. Just depends on where exactly you landed on the planet. Head towards those directions. It tells you that there's something on the surface there. And look at that. We've got another one. want to get close to it, left click. Once you've targeted it. Oh wow, that was a really good one. I think we got some grade 5 materials there. Yeah, that's grade 5 stuff. I'm gonna mark this planet for later to farm, because I've not found that many raw materials in one run in such a short time so far. So we got some zinc. That's good stuff. Got iron and cadmium. Everything but nickel so far, which is what we're here for. Now, each time you pick up one of those fragments, it gives you 3 of the item, and that's typically how it works in this game. Whenever you pick up a material, it will give you a 3 count in your inventory. And the cool thing about materials is that they don't take up an inventory slot. They go into a different bank that has like 0 space. So you don't have to worry about like your inventory space or anything. Now, if you look over to the right panel where it says board ship, handbrake, cargo scoop, above that is going to be your fuel. Now, fuel, it lasts a decent amount of time on these SRVs, but you don't want to run out of fuel. So you'll have to recall your ship or synthesize some fuel for your SRV. But typically you want to be back on your ship before you have to do that. Okay, so we see over to the right here, we're looking at something. We don't know what it is yet. We got to drive towards it. And these things are notorious for spinning out, so it takes some getting used to be able to drive it. SRVs are also necessary for some missions. Any mission that you see that says planetary scan job will require you to be in the SRV to land on a planet, and you have to go to a settlement and scan a couple of installations. And you have to deal with, like, look at that, we got some more materials. You'll have to deal with what are called skimmers. These are like little robots that you'll have to destroy through your turret there. And while I'm on the topic of turret, if you hit U, you go into turret mode and you can fire through your turret. So that's a handy dandy little thing. Iron, carbon. Where's my nickel? Now, once you get so far away from your ship, it will automatically lift off by itself through its AI and leave the atmosphere. But you don't want to worry about that, because there is a way to call it back, to recall your ship when you want to get back on it and leave the planet. So don't be alarmed if you see it flying out of the system. That's going to happen. Alright, give me some zinc. It was just announced not too long ago that the next expansion pack's going to allow you to land on atmosphere planets and walk around, you won't need an SRV. It's going to be like a first-person shooter mode for Elite Dangerous, and I'm really looking forward to that. Doesn't look like we're getting too much luck outside of the ones that we already found. And this is going to be common when you're cold searching a planet. It's just gonna take some patience to find the outcrops that you need to farm the materials that you're looking for. You're just gonna have to sort of grit your teeth and bear what, you know, bear it out. We'll grab one more of these materials and then I'll try and find you a planet that has some geological sites, because I want you guys to see that. Alright, now that you've gathered the materials that you want, how the hell do you get your ship back? Well, that's very easy. What you want to do is make sure that you're on stable terrain. Like if you're inside of and this happens often, if you're inside of like a canyon, you want to make sure you get out on like some flat ground somewhere. You want to slow your ship down. You want to hit 3, go to recall ship, and hit space. And then you just wait. And it will fly into the atmosphere near your location. And then you'll have to board it, and I'll show you that process. You can hear it jumping into the system. Now you see it on your radar there. That's my ship. You want to wait until it lands. Now you see that yellow right there? You've got to get your SRV in the middle of that yellow. And then there will be a prompt at the bottom right to board your ship. You see that, how it lit up there? You want to hit home to release your cargo scoop, or to retract it rather. And then you go to 3, board ship. Alright, now we want to get out of here. So, the way that you get out, let's first turn on night vision. You hold R to lift off. Retract your landing gear. Then you want to go into Super Cruise again. And we know how to do that, right? We just hit J. after we're not mass locked. There we go. Hit J.
Drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Alright, now we're going to look for a planet that has some geological sites on it. And while we're escaping the atmosphere here, this could be a hit or a miss. Hopefully there's a planet in this system that has some geological sites on it, because I really want to show that to you guys. Whoa! Yeah, you want to be careful. That can happen. I didn't wait. I should have waited until I was a little further outside of the atmosphere. Basically, what happened there was that I was too close to the gravity field, and when I tried to turn to get to the planet that I selected, it dropped me out of super cruise into the atmosphere, or not the atmosphere, but the gravitational field. So you want to be wary of that. You want to wait until you're a little bit further outside of the area of influence before you do that. Alright, we should be good now. Alright, now we're going to go to Scotty 2. And we're going to try and scan that planet, see what we can come up with. Okay, so we got lucky. We went to Scotty 2, scanned the planet, and at the top right you could see where it says Notable Signals Geological 6. That's good for us. That means that we found a bunch of geological signals. So, first order of business is to pick which one we want to go to. And there's not really a hard and fast rule as far as like the best one to go to. It's just going to be random which materials are on it. So, I just picked the one that's on the side of the planet that I'm currently on, and then you follow the same process that we did before. Okay, so you want to slow down here. You want to get at a decent angle. That's why I keep moving up and down. I don't like to come directly 90 degrees down, and I don't like to come at a flat angle either. I like it to be mixed. Specifically because if you come in too shallow, your glide's gonna really suck. And it looks like this is gonna be a rocky planet with a lot of canyons too, so it's not gonna be too good. It's gonna be hard to maneuver on the SRV there, which is good for you guys. You guys get to see what that's all about and how you navigate. So we have night vision on, so as soon as we start getting close to the surface, you'll see it start filling out. Our scanners will start to apply the night vision to the surface, so you get a point of reference as to where we're at. Alright, now, when you start getting down here, the signal might move a little bit, like that. You just want to move accordingly, and holy shit is this place. God damn, this place is a giant canyon. It's probably gonna be real difficult for me to find a place to land. Alright, you should start seeing... See all those little tiny rocks down there? Those should be resources. What's very common is that you'll see like geysers on some planets. You'll see like pools of acid, shit like that. That'll sort of give it away other than the marker, so you know where to land at. So I'm going to go ahead and try to land here. I hope to God that it will let me. Alright, let's landing gear. Let's hit F and see if we can luck out here.
Landing gear deployed.
Unsuitable terrain. Just looking for a spot to land. Oh, we found one. That was a pretty good landing, not too bad. Alright, let's go and deploy.
Drive assist on.
Let's go to night vision, turn that on.
Low gravity warning.
Alright, geological signal. Make sure that's locked so we know where we're going. And you just start, just start heading towards that geological signal. Now some of these rocks, oh, we got one right there. We got two. Yeah, this is, like I said, these geological signals are hotbeds for materials. Tellurium, that's some good stuff. Open cargo bay.
Cargo scoop deployed.
I think we've got one right here to the left, too. Carbon. Now these are a little tougher to get to, the ones that are up on ledges, because you have to come at it at the correct angle to be able to shoot it. And they're sort of hard to gather as well. Tungsten, I definitely need that. Just do some scouting here. Is there any over in this direction? We got a bunch over there. Got a ton. See what I mean about having to come at it at the right angle? Some chromium. Man, this place is a hotbed. I don't think I've ever seen so many resources in a geological site. This is a really good find. I think we're about done cleaning this site up. Alright guys, so we've cleaned this geological site out, and as you can see, we've got, how many, what, 6 in total here that you could go to if you wanted to. So raw materials are plentiful. You just have to know which planets to go to get specific types of the materials that you're looking for. So for example, not every planet's going to have zinc, not every planet's going to have nickel. It's going to be dependent on the planet and which solar system it's in, etc., etc. So with that, we're going to go ahead and end the video. Please like and subscribe. I love you guys, and let me know how the channel's doing.